Hey, this is JR, the TechSpat OTG. Today I want to talk about mounting cameras to tripods and lights to cameras and all kinds of mounting issues. Today I was trying to mount this little light to a mini tripod and was just having all kind of trouble with it, and finally found a little adapter that let me do it. The worst kind of mounting system that you can use is definitely the hot shoe, cold shoe, on-camera mounting device. I had a monitor mounted on a camera that had a hot shoe, and accidentally it got whacked and it broke the hot shoe out of the camera, and basically the camera was history. The repair cost was going to be more than just replacing the camera with a used unit or something. From bad to worst, I'm going to say that cold shoes are probably the worst mounting system. And hot shoes aren't so good either, because generally a hot shoe is simply a cold shoe with electronics in it to either handle a microphone or a monitor or something. And generally those are proprietary. Real mount is the cold shoe. The cold shoe is a bad deal because it takes adapters to generally hook it to anything else. Some cold shoes adapters are equipped with a 1/4 inch hole in them. I've got one around here somewhere that has an arc of Swiss plate on it. There's all kinds, and they're generally all bad. And they don't actually hold your gear securely unless you have one that has a lockdown screw. I'm going to rate the hot shoe, cold shoe as the worst mounting idea that they have for cameras. I found a neat little system that was called a mini quick release, and I think it was actually designed for mounting a monitor on a camera with a 1/4 inch screw or a 3/8 inch screw. The thing was pretty sturdy, and when it was locked in place, man, it was iron solid. I had a whole handful of those things. I bought 10 or 12 of them, and I put them on everything I had. I had them on my selfie sticks, I had them on tripods, I had them on mini tripods, just everything. And they were so fast, you never had to use the 1/4 inch screws. These things replaced it all. They were great until China got involved. These things, of course, were made in China. Pretty soon, another identical unit came out, with the only difference being a stainless steel backside instead of a black backside. Well, guess what? They're incompatible. So all of the ones that I had were incompatible with any that I could find in the future. It kind of limited what I could do. I had enough of them for the moment, but I didn't have enough for additions to my gear. I made 2 or 3 orders after I realized there was a problem with the system compatibility. I got one that was the correct version that matched my old ones, and then I ordered more, and the other 2 that I got were the new style that look the same, but they are not compatible. Okay, let's talk about some big ones now. Let's talk about Arca Swiss and Manfrotto. A lot of tripod mounts for cameras use the Manfrotto mount, and a lot of them use Arca Swiss. Arca Swiss seems to be more common, and it's definitely the most copied by the Chinese vendors. There's an Arca Swiss everything. I have a phone mount that's Arca Swiss. I have Arca Swiss on gimbals. I have it on selfie sticks. I have it on lots of different things. And I like Arca Swiss. I have a Manfrotto mount, but I don't have any tripod that it works with. I don't have any camera equipment that works with the Manfrotto stuff, and that's it. I use Arca Swiss style stuff. I'm sure that I'm not getting genuine Arca Swiss because most of the little accessories that I buy are made in China. It's not really Arca Swiss. We're getting copies, and the copies are pretty much the same, but there are some subtle differences. Maybe you'll find a brand of those that you like. Personally, I've got a couple of them that from a couple of different brands that I've used that seem to work, and they work good. I've got dozens and dozens of Arca Swiss plates. I can stick them on just about anything and then mount whatever it is on a tripod or a selfie stick or a mini tripod or whatever. It's really great. I hate to recommend something and that violates someone's patents or someone's brand name, like Arca Swiss, Bottom line, the Arca-Swiss style mount is the best, in my opinion. And that's the one that counts to me. Okay, the real situation starts to get confusing when you add action cams and 360 cams and things to your collection. I have Action 4 cameras. The Action 4 camera has a magnetic mount on the base. The magnetic mount actually has a GoPro mounting attachment to it. So you have to magnetically mount one piece to the camera and then you attach your GoPro style accessories to that. Well, I don't like anything that's GoPro, and I think the GoPro system is one of the worst. It adds another item that you have to watch out for, which is the GoPro screw that goes through and attaches the two pieces of the receiver and the mount together. Sometimes they have cap nuts on them and won't go through and attach, and it's not a good system. It's just not standardized enough, and just every company in the world that makes anything that goes with a GoPro makes their own version of it. The ones with the cap nuts are the worst, because if you get a long screw, you can't use it. If you get a short screw, it may work and it may not tighten down enough. It's hard to say. You just don't know what you're going to get. I'd say that the GoPro, as far as the action camera mounts, is probably the worst. I wound up adapting everything to the old standard 1/4 inch tripod mount. That just worked the best for me. Everything I have will attach with the 1/4 inch mount. The magnetic mount on my DJI action cameras all have been adapted or have changed out to one with a 1/4 inch instead of a GoPro mount. The only thing I'm stuck with right now that has the GoPro mount on it is my underwater case and floating handle. I'm trying to narrow everything down to where I have maybe 2 types of mounts, and that's it. Maybe Arca-Swiss for my heavier stuff, for cameras, phone mounts, things like that. 1/4 inch for everything else, and I'm going to quit using any kind of small quick release plates because of the compatibility problem. The compatibility between the systems is really an issue, and it's an issue that I just don't think they're going to get over it because new systems keep coming out, and I just don't want to get involved in it. I want to get it narrowed down where I've got a couple of kinds of mounts and that's it. Lighting is done a little better, and I'll make a video on that too. The lighting situation and the way it's mounted is generally better than the way the camera stuff is mounted. But like I said, the one that I would avoid more than any is the hot shoe. I wouldn't use it for anything. I don't like it for microphones. I don't like it for anything. It's weak, and if it gets damaged, it can damage whatever it's attached to, because the mount generally is metal and it's stronger than the plastic or whatever that's on your camera. So I'd avoid the hot shoe. The little DJI magnetic mount is pretty cool. I'm kind of impressed with that. I like it because you can get the magnetic mount with the GoPro attachment on it if that's what you're into, or you can get it now with a 1/4 inch. So it's got a 1/4 inch hole, so it works with all your 1/4 inch systems. At least somebody's thinking about it and doing the right thing. For sure, make your own decision, but I would certainly consider a couple of things. One is, can a mount damage your camera? Number 2, can you cross-thread a mount when you put it on and ruin it? Will it hold your gear? Is it strong? Some of the Arca-Swiss plates can slide out and you can drop a camera or drop a light or whatever you've got attached via the Arca-Swiss plate. So you have to kind of be careful with that. Most of the Arca-Swiss plates now have little retainers and things built in that keep them from sliding out one way or the other, but some don't. Apparently, since there's no standard and these things are made in China, you could get one that doesn't have any kind of retainer and could easily lose a camera or other mounted device. Overall, I do think the Arca-Swiss is the best mount so far. It's worth looking into, it's worth experimenting with and finding what you like the best and what works best for you, because it'll save you a lot of time not having to look for ways to hook things up and attach things and not having to try to find adapters and things like that. My feeling is It's an important thing to do to save time in the future. It may not seem important at the moment, but in the future it could. Hey, this is JR, the TechSpat OTG, trying to figure out how to hook everything up. Thank you all for watching.